In today's news, murder suspects extradited to St. Thomas. One charge following stabbing incident on Virgin Gorder. Man robbed on Ridge Road after getting a flat tire over the weekend. Premier Wheatley attends the Ascension of St. Martin to the OCS. Wheatley emphasizes key initiatives at the UN Eastern Caribbean Roadmap launch. DDM director stresses the importance of upcoming exercise. Children's Book Parade 2025. Plane crash off Honduras kills 12. Finally, back on Earth, astronauts return after 9. We have the details of this and much more when 284 News returns.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman by yours truly, Ron Grant, presents Season 7. Introducing Travi Rose, Creative Director. Alex Lake, Businessman. Sean Black, Cinematographer. Dakari Wheatley Adams, Content Creator. Donandre Millwood, Educator and Musician. Hashim Dream, Entertainer. James Todman Sr., Contractor. Dr. Albert Tompkins, Psychotherapist. Walter Barrett, Author. Rakim Todman, Producer and Engineer. Kamal Letson, Photographer. Roosevelt Smith III, Sales Manager and Hospitality Professional. Leland Abraham, IT Technician and Cybersecurity Analyst. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 7, every Wednesday at 8 p.m., exclusively on 284 Media. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redefine yourself through the stories of real-life heroes. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 7, Raising a Generation of Greatness. Voted Top 35 Gentleman Podcast worldwide by FeedSpot and BI Icon Award winner.
Across the BVI, the fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for Fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Steakhouse Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Wednesday's wish to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, a 32-year-old fugitive of the United States Virgin Islands, Damar Encarnacion, who is wanted for first-degree murder, has been extradited to St. Thomas after surrendering to authorities here. According to an article on the VI Consortium, this was confirmed by the VI Police Department and U.S. Marshals Service. It said his return to the U.S. Virgin Islands was made possible through the coordination and efforts of the VIPD Marine Unit, the U.S. Marshals, Florida Caribbean Regional Fugitive Task Force, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, and the British Virgin Islands Department of Immigration. According to the VIPD Director of Communications, Glenn Drake, the case stems from a fatal shooting that occurred on October 13, 2025. The shot spotter detection system alerted the 911 emergency call center at approximately 3:03 a.m., detecting multiple gunshots fired at the Krongsbridgen gate. Now, VIPD officers responded to the scene where they discovered an unresponsive male victim with multiple gunshot wounds. Emergency medical technicians arrived shortly after, but determined that the victim had no signs of life. He was later identified by the next of kin as 59-year-old Cecil Scatliff. Following investigation into the homicide, VIPD obtained an arrest warrant for Encarnacion on October 17, 2024, charging him with first-degree murder, use of a firearm during the commission of a crime of violence, and possession of an unlicensed firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. In December of 2024, investigators from the Florida Caribbean Regional Fugitive Task Force received intelligence that Encarnacion was in the territory. Months later, on March 18, 2025, authorities confirmed that Encarnacion had voluntarily surrendered to BVI law enforcement. With the assistance of the BVI Immigration Department, the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, and the VIPD Marine Unit, traveled, of course, to the Tortola, British Virgin Islands to retrieve Encarnacion and transported him back to St. Thomas upon his return. He was officially arrested and charged with first-degree murder when arrived. Encarnacion is currently being held on a $100,000 bail as he awaits legal proceedings. Officers of the Virgin Gorda Police Station have arrested and charged a 17-year-old male of Virgin Gorda with assault occasioning actual bodily harm following a stabbing incident that occurred on Saturday, March 15th after 7 p.m. Preliminary investigations indicated that a verbal dispute between two individuals escalated, resulting in the stabbing of one individual. The victim received medical attention for injuries that were not considered life-threatening. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force remains committed, they say, to thoroughly investigating all incidents and ensuring the safety of the community. Anyone with information regarding this or any other matter is encouraged to report it confidentially at contacting the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Intelligence Unit at 368-9339, the Virgin Gorda Police Station at 368-5690, or the Crime Stoppers Unit at 800-8477. Additionally, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is actively investigating, they say, a few incidents that occurred over the weekend, including an armed robbery along the Ridge Road in Mayor's Estate and a report of gunshots in the Personal Estate area. Now, in the early hours of March 15th, a male victim was robbed at gunpoint after his vehicle became disabled due to a flat tire. While attempting to address the issue, an unknown male approached and gave assistance. The suspect then brandished a firearm and forcibly took a piece of jewelry before fleeing the scene in a vehicle. Later that morning, police responded to a report of gunshots heard in the Personal Estate area. Officers conducted extensive, they say, checks in the vicinity, but nothing was found. Acting Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Van Spool acknowledged the concerns surrounding these incidents and reassured the public of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force's commitment to ensuring, they say, community safety. She said, and I quote, "This has been a very eventful weekend, and we are actively investigating these matters to bring those responsible to justice. We urge the public to remain vigilant and encourage anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. Your cooperation," she said, "is essential in keeping our community safe." The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force also took the opportunity to thank the public for its continued support and is urging anyone with information who may be aware of any of the incidents occurred to please contact them at the various numbers. Up next, we have more news. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
CCT is turning up the heat with the ultimate spin and win jackpot. Sign up for any postpaid plan, Freedom, GoFast LTE, or Fire Fiber Internet, or pay your postpaid bill on time for your chance to spin the wheel and win $1,000 every week during March Madness. And here's the best part. If there's no winner, the jackpot increases every week, making your chances to win even bigger. Not a CCT customer? Make the switch to Life Unlimited. Already a postpaid customer? Just pay your bill on time. Prepaid customer? Upgrade to a postpaid plan today. What are you waiting for? Sign up, pay up, stay connected for a chance to spin to win. Call us at 444-4444 or visit a CCT store for details on the right plan for you or your eligibility to spin. Terms and conditions apply. CCT. Life Unlimited.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for sticking with us. Moving right along, the Premier of the Virgin Islands, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, will be absent from the territory on official duty from Tuesday, 18th March until Thursday, 20th March, 2025, for the purpose of attending the Ascension of St. Martin to the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States and the OECS 76th Authority meeting. In his absence, the Deputy Premier, the Honorable Julian FRASER, RA, will be acting As Premier, this is of course in accordance with the Section 55 of the Virgin Islands Constitution Order 2007, which states if the Premier is expected to be absent from the Virgin Islands for more than 48 hours, the Governor shall authorize the Deputy Premier to perform the functions of the office of Premier, and the Governor shall revoke this authority on the return of the Premier to the Virgin Islands. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley has emphasized the importance of enhancing access to development finance for the BVI and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean territories. During the recent launch meeting for the UN Eastern Caribbean Overseas Territories here on Monday, Premier Wheatley addressed the collaborative efforts between the British Virgin Islands and the UN system to support sustainable development and climate resilience initiatives. He also outlined the strategic three-pillar approach of the newly launched roadmap, stating that this framework aims to improve engagement with international financial institutions, strengthen their capacity to mobilize and manage resources, and deepen regional partnerships to unlock vital funding opportunities. Additionally, Premier Wheatley said, further, this roadmap marks a significant step forward to advocating for the resources needed to empower their communities and strengthen their response to external challenges.
The roadmap provides a strategic map for improving engagement between the governments of the Eastern Caribbean territories and international financial institutions, strengthening our capacity to mobilize and manage resources, and deepening regional partnerships to unlock development financing opportunities. It sets out a strategic three-pillar approach to improve access to finance through advocacy, technical assistance, and regional collaboration. Regional and international advocacy in particular will be critical, which we will do in partnership with the UN system to make the case that our vulnerability warrants greater access to development finance. The British Virgin Islands, along with our fellow overseas territories, have long called for more equitable financial architecture, one that acknowledges our true vulnerabilities rather than relying solely on gross national income as a measure of eligibility. As we embark on the implementation of this roadmap, we are setting our course for meaningful change. We will share the roadmap with our partners at the upcoming 8th meeting of the Forum of the Countries of Latin America and the Caribbean on Sustainable Development at UN ECLAC next month.
Meanwhile, UN Resident Coordinator of Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Simon Springett, said it would take collaborative effort to fulfill the priority actions that have been defined.
And I really do truly believe an exciting role to play. And hopefully we can play this role not only constructively, but at pace, try to really move this agenda forward and particularly deliver on the actions that we've agreed. Many of the actions will also have collective advocacy components, which were also highlighted by Premier Wheatley. And we really hope to continue to raise the awareness of the potential to our potential financing partners on the challenges faced, whether through discussions with climate vertical funds or through important forums such as the Financing for Development Conference that's coming up in Spain, conversations with ECLAC, and of course the upcoming Climate COP in Brazil towards the end of the year. From the United Nations, we commit to keeping this roadmap at the very top of our agenda, and very much look forward, Premier, to working with you on the agreed actions, as well as with the governments of Anguilla and Montserrat.
Director at the Department of Disaster Management, Jason Penn, has underscored the importance of tomorrow's Carib wave earthquake and tsunami exercise, reminding the public that these incidents can occur at any time. For this exercise, the simultaneous scenario is an earthquake off the coast of Jamaica that triggers a tsunami warning and evacuation, as well as it will evaluate tsunami response plans, increase tsunami preparedness, and improve coordination through the region. Director of Disaster Management, Mr. Penn, said the earthquake and tsunami advisory on February 8th were a powerful reminder that the tsunamis can happen here in the Caribbean at any time and with no warning.
We have conducted the exercise annually. Only difference being is that just a month ago, you would have experienced an actual tsunami alert with the possibility of impact upon the territory. Use an exercise like these are good to practice a number of different things. Practice your knowledge in terms of what to do, your job cover and who, your evacuation routes, knowing exactly where you need to evacuate. It's also a good time to test your tsunami alert plans. Ensure that not just from your office settings, but your family as well do know what the plan would be in the event such events were to occur. The event that occurred around February 8th, that was in the evening, which most persons would have been at home or out to different functions. But of course, these particular type of events can happen anytime, say for instance in the day, where you're not in contact with your children, your loved ones, your family members, and this would be a good time to show or even test to see what those plans would be for schools, for your office environment, or even for your businesses.
Penn is also encouraging persons to download the DDM app available for Android, iOS, and Apple phones, which will allow them to update information on tomorrow's exercise.
A person should do tomorrow as well, at least those that are going to take part in the exercise, is to still practice a sense of safety. That is, if you're evacuating, ensure that your team members are safe, they are hydrated, because, in conditions like these, being that we are moving to higher ground, some persons may not be used to going up the hills. So it's still important that we still look out for each other, even though that this is an exercise type event. What we would also like to as well, when the event actually ends, we're going to be producing a survey. And it'd be good if persons can fill that survey out and give us their opinion on the exercise, share the positive and the negatives as well, or even how we can improve as a department. So So, as you highlighted, Beverly, the exercise tomorrow, it's an annual event that we've taken part in. The February event would have shown us that, yes, there is the possibility for tsunami to impact the Virgin Islands at short notice. So it's very important that we get as much participation as possible within this exercise, where persons can test their plan or even ensure that they understand what to do in the event we were to get another activation of a real event.
Penn added also that more than 100 Virgin Islanders, families, businesses, agencies, departments, and schools have already signed up to participate in the Carib Wave exercise. The exercise will include public notification via the National Early Warning Multi-Hazard Alert System. Residents should expect to hear the Sirens Emergency Radio broadcast, app, and other alerts at approximately 10 a.m. Motorists are also asked to be on extra caution on the road, as pedestrians will be practicing their tsunami evacuation. If for any reason a real threat occurs during the exercise will be terminated. Up next, viewers, we have much more coming up. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good there?
Why? This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit, I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know, I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more Fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI CCT Fire and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Remind me to renew my insurance before I leave.
Just do it online with CG. Remember when my week-long vacation became a month-long excursion? Yeah, we ended up stuck in Saskatchewan, and I lived off the land for a month. Turns out I'm a natural born ice fisher. Anyway, I renewed my insurance online. You never know.
An online portal that's convenient and simple. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you all so much for sticking with us. Children dressed as their favorite storybook characters filled the streets yesterday during the Children's Book Parade, a highlight of Education Month activities organized by the Ministry of Education, Youth Affairs, and Sports. The event, described by organizers as, and I quote, a magical celebration of stories, creativity, and learning, brought together students, teachers, and parents in a colorful display of literary appreciation. Take a look.
Are you ready this time?
On the regional scene, 5 survivors were rescued by local fishermen Monday night after a Landstar Airlines aircraft crashed into the sea off Honduras' Caribbean coast, killing 12 people, including internationally acclaimed Gufani musician Arielo Martez Sawo. Now, the small commercial plane sank rapidly after falling to gain sufficient altitude following takeoff from Rotan Island, according to police reports. The flight was bound for La Ceiba on the Honduran mainland when it went down. They said, and I quote, "He was the ambassador of Garifuna culture," and said that Humberto Castillo, president of the Association of Afro-Descendants of the Sula Valley, of course describing the loss of Martinez Saos, who composed and performed music in both languages. The Honduran Civil Association agency also initiated an investigation, they said, into this crash, which claimed the lives of passengers and crew members among the 17 people aboard. Now, the 5 survivors have been hospitalized. Authorities have transported victims' bodies from the Rota and the morgue in San Pedro Sula as the investigation continues. More to come as that story develops. A pod of dolphins circled the SpaceX capsule that splashed down off Florida's coast Tuesday, marking the end of an unexpectedly prolonged space mission in NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. The astronauts beamed and waved as recovery crews helped them out of the hatch following their fiery re-entry through Earth's atmosphere and gentle parachute-assisted landing. Their homegoing concluded that was originally planned as the 8-day mission but stretched into 9 months aboard the International Space Station. Joel Montabolo, Deputy Associate Administrator for NASA's Space Operations Mission Directorate, praised the returning astronauts and their transport providers, stating, and I quote, "It was awesome to have a crew of 9 home. Just a beautiful landing." He thanked the astronauts for their, and I quote, "resilience and flexibility," and called SpaceX a great partner. The saga began in June of 2024 when Wilmore and Williams departed Earth aboard the Bournier's Standler spacecraft for what should have been the vehicle's very first crewed test flight. Multiple technical problems surfaced during that journey to the space station, prompting NASA officials to deem the capsule too risky for their return trip. Now, while the Starliner itself returned safely to Earth without passengers, in early September, the astronauts needed alternative transportation home. NASA's solution came via a regularly scheduled SpaceX mission that arrived at the ISS in late September with only 2 occupants instead of the usual 4, leaving room for Wilmore and Williams. This capsule was assigned to a standard 6-month mission, extending the astronauts' stay far beyond their original timeline. Their 17-hour journey home finally ended on Tuesday, closing a chapter that transformed an 8-day assignment into a 286-day space odyssey. That is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. Additionally, follow us on our WhatsApp channel for daily updates. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Wednesday is wished to all. Goodbye.
Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must stop cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?